Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheswara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. We will discuss about the topic fact, truth, and pilgrimage to the consciousness. In the ordinary history, what we read, we hear, and we talk about the events or incidents that has happened at various points of time in the arena of time and space. That we call it history. But truth do- doesn't happen in the world of matter. The chronological events or incidents that happened, we call them as facts, and that is the history, ordinary history. But the truth happens in the consciousness. So, what is consciousness? How does it matter? In the new orientation of a future history, if you want to recall the events or the truth that has happened to Buddha, Gautam Buddha, what will happen? What will happen? What happened to that truth that has happened in Gautam Buddha? So, the truth that has happened to Gautam Buddha was in his consciousness. So, what happened after his enlightenment, or what has happened during his enlightenment, is not known. What has happened, he happened in his consciousness after the enlightenment. He lived 42 years after his enlightenment. So, what has happened during that period in his consciousness is not known. The conscious, but the Buddha's body dropped dead. But something has happened in his consciousness. That consciousness continued in the body, in his body, after 42 years of his enlightenment, and it still continues because the consciousness is endless. So, the pilgrimage to consciousness is endless. That is why we, the seekers on the spiritual path, have to pay much attention what is happening in their consciousness. The consciousness is full of perceptions, opinions, judgments, ideas, so on and so forth. It is filled with all the worldly matters. So, one has to purify the consciousness by undertaking an inward journey. During the process, he can introspect about the various happenings happened in the world of matter outside the body in his life, and he can purify the perceptions formed out of the various experiences of life. When that purification happens, the consciousness gets also purified. So, when this process when any person undergoes this kind of introspection, his consciousness begins to ejaculate a fragrance, a fragrance of love, a fragrance of purity, a fragrance of peace, a fragrance of joy, a fragrance of happiness, a fragrance of bliss. That fragrance only matters, and that fragrance continues even if the seeker drops the body. Thank you.